What up, y'all, and welcome to Kansas Speedway for the 6th race in the 2023 NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. On pole for the race today is Alexander Rowe, who failed to qualify for last week's race at Texas. And he topped the chart in go-home qualifying, and now he tops the chart in qualifying itself as well. 6th career pole for Alexander Rowe, and I believe his first of the season. To his outside is Nico Tringali, who has had a great qualifying effort for once this season. Row 2 is Jessica Shelton and Rob Evans. Evans continuing his impressive qualifying runs. Row 3, Fitzwater Sr. and Seth Cole. Row 4, Keith Rich and Lucas Catano. And running out the top 10, Ace Rogers and Jonathan Sorlin. Missing out on today's race, as I'll go through the rest of the starting grid: Ricky Freeman Jr., Sebastian Kukalon, Bradley Ream, Diego Yepes, Quinton Moore, Owen Miles, Zach Carrington, Benjamin Ice, Zachary DeLello, Saden Davidson, Dennis Moore, Corey Raymond, Roy Ribbleton, Skylar Taylor, Logan Williams, Audra Baranowskis, Derek Hamill, and Priya McShane. So all of those drivers failed to qualify for today's race. Point standings coming in: Nate Rogers has a 1-point lead over the 2 of Dylan Young, who just got his first win of the season last week at Texas. Keith Rich is 3rd in the points, 21 back. Smet Oskin 4th, 29 back. And Kev Shearer rounds out the top 5, 38 back. Tied for 6th is Jessica Shelton, Allison Liera, and RJ Bishop, all 44 points back. 49 back, Andrew Rich. And then 59 back in 10th is Ace Rogers. So race today, 90-lap race. If you play your cards right on the strategy, you should be able to make it on a 2-stopper. But the cars tend to fly around this 1.5-mile speedway. It's very difficult to make passes on the inside line. You're going to see drivers ripping the outside line a lot. And tire wear is decent, but not gigantic like what we saw at Texas. So Alexander Rowe will lead him to the green flag for the 6th time in his Cup Series career. He's looking to get a great finish here today to jump himself back up side the top 30 in points. And we are green flag racing here at Kansas. That statement, Alexander Rowe came into this one 42nd in the points. See 3 wide behind him as they are flying through the corners, about a $180 there. See 201, 202, 190 through turn 1, and then they start to slide up and slowly lift off. A bit of a different driving style that you'll see everyone do here this afternoon. As we're coming to complete lap number 2, Rob Evans with a huge run on the outside of Nico Tringali. He's got 2nd place at the start-finish line. Evans making a dive for the race lead on Alexander Rowe, but you can see that outside line holding a good defensive line there for Rowe. Holds off the charge from Rob Evans through turns 1 and 2. And then in the 3 and 4, Tringali running that higher line. You can see him able to maintain some of that momentum. Checked up a bit there for Evans. Evans going to take another shot at the race lead here. So it's Evans and Rose side by side for the lead. Keithrich and Tringali side by side for third. Evans going to slide up in the hole there between the 14 and the 7. Past winners here in the Digital Storm Cup Series: Alex Gray 2017, Austin Alves 2018, Jonathan Zorlin in 2020, and Samet Oskin in 2022. And then Audra Baranowskis is in the field with a Jerky Pro truck win here last year. Jerky Pro not coming to this track here in 2023. So far, fastest lap time belongs to Lucas Catano with 28:135. Evans with his teammate, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., behind him in third. Seth Cole peeking up inside the top 5 there in fourth. Side by side with Tringali. Was going to maybe get a big run there, but Catano sent it to his inside, made it 3 wide in the middle of the corner. But Cole in the 07 still able to maintain some of that run. Let's see. 2020 race winner here, Sorlin, inside the top 10. However, Samet Oskin, last year's winner, nowhere to be found. Now, last year this was a strategy race, and we saw Andrew Rich and Samet Oskin on an early pit. They decided to go undercut, pit for 4 tires, and that allowed them to take the lead and battle it out at the end of the race. Oskin came home the victor, but they are both right now at the very back of the field, and they are having a hard time here moving forward. Rob Evans has taken the race lead away from Alexander Rowe, but now teammate Zachary Fitzwater Sr. is looking for the position. Ooh, you see Fitzwater able to hold the inside there through turn 2 a little better than we've seen others so far in this race. See Sorlin with a huge run 3 wide on the outside line as Fitzwater takes the top spot away from his teammate. Alexander Rowe, Nico Tringali still up here in the top 5 as now Sorlin has joined the conversation. Remember, this is the first race with the new package hybrid of 2019 and 2021. And you can see just from looking inside the top 5 that a lot of the veteran experience in the field is up here challenging for the lead. Look at Lucas Catano and Ace Rogers almost making contact there off of turn 2. But there's a lot of veteran experience up here, but there's also some younger experience up here as well, such as Catano, Laura Chung, and of course Rob Evans. Evans has been in the series since, I think it was 2019. He's had quite the start to the season here. Coming into this race, 20th in the point standings with a top 10, but those stats don't show how much he's been qualifying up front. Actually, let's see, what is the average starting position for Evans here? Oh, it's actually not crazy. It's only a 19.0, but I've seen him start up near the front quite a bit here in recent races. I tell you, drivers that have really been qualifying up front: Nate Rogers, Keith Rich, Samet Oskin, and then Seth Cole. But while Seth Cole continues to start up near the front of the field, he has not been finishing there. But the Evans Gardner Motorsports Toyotas are 1-2 right now. They're looking to keep it that way as Sorlin peeks to the inside of Alexander Rowe, looking for third place. They're 3 wide behind them. Ace Rogers getting a really big run there off of turn 4. Got Keith Rich and Nico Tringali to check up. How about Laura Chung here inside the top 10 in that 20 Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing? Look at this. Evans going to go to the outside line, try to get a run on Fitzwater. See, huge run for Evans there off of turn 4 to the inside of Fitzwater. He goes, challenging for the race lead, but not going to be able to stick it on his inside. Issues for Vince Freeze. Not really sure what's wrong with his number 12 Ford Mustang, but he is about 10 seconds back from the 8 of Lane Sanders. Might have had an off track at some point, maybe almost got turned. He is 10 seconds back. He's running a second slower than Lane Sanders. Might have just burned off the right front or something. You see a lot of drivers struggling here today, man. Look at this. Andrew Rich having a tough go at a speedway is very uncharacteristic of him. Ooh, almost contact there with Kate Anderson. But Rich all the way down here outside of the top 35. RJ Bishop, Samet Oskin still struggling. Zach Flickinger. Into the top 30, see Henry Sanford. Lucas Catano has really fallen back from where he qualified. Cole Deaver, once again, another tough day so far. And so it looks like pit stops are beginning here. Yep, Richard Johnson's going to pit here. Only lap 28, though. Rose, Zorland, Liera, Tringali, Flickinger all into the pits. It's going to be a tough stretch for these drivers, I think, to make it on a 2-stop. They might be able to do it, though. This could be a good undercut call. See who comes in here this time by on lap 29. Fitzwater going to be in. Evans, Ace Rogers, and more. Laura Chung, Logan York. A lot of drivers coming in on this group. First one to stay out is the 11 of Colin Cropley. Got the 17 of Jesse Turner right behind him. Dylan Young, Corey Riggs, Kev Shearer, they are the top 5. So it looks like these 5 with the best chance of getting a good finish on the overcut. Samet Oskin, Archibald Buttersworth, Ryan Brommer, RJ Bishop, Andrew Rich, Kate Anderson all in as well. So we'll have to see how this cycles out. New race leader after the pit cycle is over, and it's Allison Liera in the 10 for Stuart Haas Racing. Jonathan Zorlin right on her back bumper. Alexander Rowe is in 3rd, Fitzwater 4th, Richard Johnson 5th, Logan York, Laura Chung, Nico Tringali, Ace Rogers, and Zach Flickinger, the top 10. As here comes Sorlin looking for the race lead. So far, so good here at Kansas. Green flag race so far. Sorlin will take the lead away from Liera. These two at the top of pretty much every statistical category that we keep track of. The wins, 18 wins in Sorlin's favor to Liera's 16. Top 5s, Liera at 59, Sorlin at 50. Top 10s, Liera at 86, Sorlin at 84. The only statistical category these drivers aren't at the top in is the poles. Seth Cole and Charles Sanford are tied for that mark right now at 13 each. Liera has 8, Sorlin 9. It just goes to show you that qualifying, while it matters, you don't need to start on the pole all the time to finish well all the time. So far, it looks like Liera is going to be able to maybe hang on to Sorlin's draft, but it looks like Sorlin is slowly inching away. Meanwhile, Fitzwater, on slightly fresher tires, has yet to close any of the gap he lost on the pit cycle. Fastest lap of the race belongs to the 00 of Kev Shear, a 27.962. Let's go through the running order here. On lap 43, coming to 44, Sorlin is your race leader, still over Allison Liera. Third is Alexander Rowe in a fierce battle with Fitzwater, Logan York, and Nico Tringali. So that is third to sixth. Great run for Logan York right now. Laura Chung is in 7th, Richard Johnson 8th, Ace Rogers 9th. And then battle is on for 10th between Zach Flickinger and Colin Cropley. 12th place is Rob Evans, 13th Jesse Turner. As Andrew Rich has blown the motor here at Kansas, he was still having a pretty rough go with the overcut, and it looks like the engine has expired on the 23, and that is a tough break for Rich. It looks like they're going to try to fix it here first, but I'm not so sure that's fixable. We'll return to going through the field. 14th, Seth Cole. 15th, Kev Shearer. 16th, Keith Rich. Battle for 17th between Alex Ferranti and Nate Rogers, who came in as the points leader. Right behind them, side-by-side battle for 19th between Colt Hudson and Corey Riggs. Charles Sanford in 21st. Darian Tawn, 22nd. RJ Bishop, 23rd. William Brock, 24th. Trey Smith, 25th. Ryan Brommer, 26th. Buttersworth, 27th. Enzo Nareza, Christian Vargas, and Chris Harvey. They're the top 30. Jessica Shelton, tough go. Henry Sanford, Kate Anderson, Lucas Catano, Scott Roush side-by-side with Lane Sanders. Dylan Young, fresh off that win at Texas. He's having a rough go in 37th. Same with last year's winner here, Sameta Oskin, 38th. Auto Club winner this season, Stephen Waters, not having a good time in 39th. Same with Cole Deaver in 40th. And then, of course, Vince Freeze, 41st, as Andrew Rich has called it a day. As now Jonathan Sorlin has continued to pull away from Allison Liera. And Logan York is the one up to third place, closing the gap on the number 10. Can Logan York continue to move forward and start to climb up towards Sorlin to challenge him for the race lead? A couple laps later, battle is on for second place between Logan York and Allison Liera. See York with a little bit better rubber there, able to hold even off of turn 2. But Liera doing a great job keeping him as low as she wants him to be, trying to make him shred off some of that momentum he's got going on. Still side by side for the position. Fitzwater right behind in 4th. It looks like Liera might clear York here off of turn 2. Nope. York not giving up, gonna send it into turn 3. Still trying to find the way by the 10 is Logan York. Meanwhile, behind them, side by side for 4th is Rowe and Fitzwater. And that time by through 1 and 2, it looks like Liera will hold off and clear York for the time being. Second round, the green flag pit stops have began here on lap 57, coming to 58. Allison Liera is down. Richard Johnson is down. Vince Freeze is down. They're really going to have to stretch it here if they're going to make it. Fitzwater and Alexander Rowe come in next time by. See anyone else joining them. Charles Sanford going to come in on this lap, but still going to be a stretch for them to make it. Sorlin is pitting here, 59 to 60. It's going to be a tiny bit of a stretch for him, but we'll have to wait and see how he does. Logan York, Nico Tringalian, Kev Shearer, the first to stay out. A lot of drivers staying out. Seth Cole, Zach Flickinger, Rob Evans, Keith Rich, and more down the pit lane. See a lot of drivers trying to maybe get an undercut going here, gain back some track position that they've lost. So Kev Shearer going to lead the final group down. And Allison Liera should come out as the race leader. Yep, there's Liera, there's Zorlin. And give the provisional race lead to the 10 of Allison Liera. Second pit cycle complete. Allison Liera is the race leader, but her lead over Jonathan Zorlin is shrinking, and it's shrinking fast. Crew chief has told Liera to go into fuel conservation mode, save some gas for them to see if they can stretch it and make it. Zorlin, I'm being told, has not been told to do any such thing. He is going normal pace here, so he should catch Liera here pretty quickly. See him running a bit of a higher line through 3 and 4, trying to get as much momentum on his side here so he can send it on the inside. Side by side at the start-finish line. Liera leads the lap, but through turn 1, Zorlin will clear the 10, and he takes the race lead back. Fitzwater is in 3rd. Logan York 4th. Richard Johnson in 5th. Alexander Rowe and Kev Shearer side by side for 6th. Nico Tringali in 8th, Seth Cole 9th, and Zach Flickinger currently rounds out the top 10. Tell you what, Allison Liera has really been told to back up her pace. She's 4 seconds almost now behind race leader Jonathan Zorlin, trying to hold on to what would be a great day if she can just stretch it out here on fuel. Richard Johnson going to go to her outside, looking for 3rd place. Now, Richard pit the same lap as Liera, but I have not seen him save any fuel at all. So quite the curious call there. Logan York to Liera's inside, looking for 4th now. As in front of them, Fitzwater has been unable to keep up with Jonathan Zorlin. Zorlin now continuing to pull away from Fitzwater. 0.2 of a second that time by. As Kev Shearer holds on to fastest lap of the race on this run. Still a 27.962 is the fastest we've seen here all afternoon. 10 laps to go. Not much to really talk about. Now a 3-second lead for Jonathan Zorlin over Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Behind them, it's Richard Johnson in 3rd, who has yet to save it all. Logan York in 4th. Kev Shearer in 5th. Liera down to 6th place. Seth Cole side by side with Alexander Rowe for 7th. As RJ Bishop has jumped up into the top 10. He is now running in 9th over Zach Flickinger. Great day for RJ. So go through the field here. So see Zach Flickinger, Colin Cropley, 10th and 11th. Jesse Turner, 12th. Chung, 13th. Your points leader coming into this race, Nate Rogers, is in 14th. Corey Riggs, Nico Tringali. Tringali bit backwards on this run. Rob Evans, Keith Rich, Ryan Brommer, Trey Smith, the top 20. Christian Vargas, Colt Hudson, Charles Sanford, Darian Ton, Buttersworth side by side with Ace Rogers for 25th. Chris Harvey, Enzo Nereza, Samet Oskins up into the top 30 now. Still a rough go for him. Kate Anderson 30th. Dylan Young tried the undercut this run, but he's already fallen back down to 31st. Scott Roush is actually 2 laps down. He had a flat tire a little while ago. So tough break for Roush. But he is flying right now. He's got to be careful here. Doesn't want to run anybody over that's a lead lap car. Just look at the difference in pace. I mean, that's just frightening to look at. 3 wide in front of him, nowhere to go. Just got to find the perfect line there. Henry Sanford, Alex Ferranti, Cole Deaver, Jessica Shelton, man. Just tough days for them all around. And then William Brock. Allison Liera has now fallen down 10 seconds behind Jonathan Zorlin, trying to save fuel. So we're at 5 laps to go here in this one. And Liera is actually going to bring it down pit road. Couldn't stretch it, so then now that really makes you wonder. Or in hindsight, I guess you could say, should have just gone for every amount of speed you could have gone for. Not sure how many other drivers here are going to be short on fuel. Richard Johnson's in. That was one I was waiting for. Oh, Alexander Rowe's going to pit. That's a heartbreaker there. He was really looking to gain some points and get out of go or go home territory. That's not going to be the case today. Vince Freeze is in as well. Alexander Rowe winning at Indianapolis back in 2020, so he will have to qualify his way into a track he has won at before. Just going to watch the field here. Not sure if anyone else believes they need to pit. Oh, Charles Sanford's coming in. That's a tough one. He was still having a pretty tough day. So far, watching Jonathan Zorlin, he looks good. He'll come to take 2 to go this time by Fitzwater. Can't make it. That's crazy. I can't believe he can't make it. That's going to give up 2nd place on the board, as Kev Shearer and Logan York were side by side for 3rd as they came off the corner. Evans is in, Tringali is in, Trey Smith, Christian, Vargas, Cole Deaver, Jessica Shelton, Stephen Waters, they are all pitting. Lane Sanders is in. Zorlin will stay out to take the white flag. 1 lap to go here at Kansas Speedway. Early on, looked like Fitzwater had the car to beat. Strategy played out. Looked like Zorlin had the car to beat. And that remained so throughout the rest of this race. And off of turn 4, Jonathan Zorlin will capture his 19th career Cup Series victory here. 2nd time he's won here at Kansas. And that's the 12th time Zorlin has won on an intermediate, which ties Allison Liera's mark. So now Zorlin and Liera both 12 wins apiece on the intermediates. Kev Shearer comes home in 2nd. Looks like Logan York had the pit coming to the white. That's tough. He was having a great day. Seth Cole comes home 3rd. RJ Bishop 4th. Jesse Turner 5th. Laura Chung 6th. Zach Flickinger 7th. Nate Rogers, your points leader, coming in 8th. Colin Cropley, great day, in 9th. And Corey Riggs rounds out the top 10. Some notables here outside the top 10. Keith Rich, 11th. Colt Hudson, 13th. Man, Sametta Oskin got all the way up to 14th. Making it on fuel. Fuel strategy playing in for him once again this year. Ace Rogers, 16th. Dylan Young, 21st. You see Logan York, 25th. Last car on the lead lap. Fitzwater, 27th. Richard Johnson, 28th. Evans, 29th. Liero 31st. Charles Sanford 33rd, Rowe 34th, Tringali 35th, Deaver 36th, Shelton 37th. Man, tough days for all of them. Well, that'll do it here for me today at Kansas. Jonathan Sorlin, your race winner. And next race is a big one. It's the Brickyard. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, sure to be a great show. So I'll see y'all then at Indianapolis.